now we have some scattered showers here across mostly our Missouri counties, isolated in north central Arkansas. Let's take you in right now where we are looking at some heavy rain into parts of Webster, Wright, and Douglas County. And then some heavy rain back over towards parts of Hickory, Polk County, and back over into Cedar and Dade and Lawrence County there as well. Throughout the day today, model's not doing a great job picking up the rain that's happening right now, but we will see more scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening, similar to yesterday. Mostly west of 65. Some will make a run a little bit further east, though, as we head into the later half of the evening. And overnight tonight, a few showers as well. We'll wake up tomorrow morning to some scattered rain and some storms tomorrow morning out ahead of a cold front. Temperatures right now ranging from the upper 70s to low 80s for many, and today temperatures continuing to climb. We'll be back in the upper 80s, low 90s for highs this afternoon. Partly to mostly cloudy today, and then evening temperatures still in the mid 80s at 8 o'clock. Highs today for most, I'd say around 87 to about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler in some spots in our easternmost counties in the mid to upper 80s as well. Tomorrow, warmer ahead of a cold front. We have some storm chances that could also pack a punch. I'll have the timing and your severe threats coming up. Towards Webster, Wright, pockets of heavy rain right now. This is a loop over the last 30 minutes. So once again, heavy moving on the slower side. Next couple of hours, we'll see those showers continue. Will slowly work their way off a little bit, maybe more east, southeast, and then into the 65, still a few more showers, isolated thunderstorms possible this evening. Maybe some gusty winds, some lightning, and the potential for some localized flooding. Overnight, a few isolated showers still possible. The better rain chance, though, out ahead of a cold front where we'll see a few more scattered showers, some thunderstorms, some gusty winds possible waking up, and we'll talk more about that with a severe risk tomorrow as well. We'll be back in the upper 80s to low 90s, some mid 80s maybe in some of our eastern counties, warmer than what this model here shows. Then by 9 o'clock, upper 70s to low 80s for everyone. Staying a little bit warmer, low to mid 70s, waking up in the morning. Now the next, some big changes on the way. 92 tomorrow for a high. Cold front going to feel it this weekend. This weekend will feel fantastic. We'll be in the low. I even think on Saturday some of you will be stuck in the 70s only for highs. It will be cloud cover, but overall it'll feel fantastic. Here's what's happening weather-wise. We're tracking jet stream. Today that jet is back off to our west. That's where we have the greatest kind of lift are kind of originating from. But then overnight tonight it starts to shift a little bit and it starts to strengthen, and we'll start to see showers and thunderstorms beginning to northwest early in the morning, and then they'll start to slide on in as that low level jet begins to. Now we're watching this big area of low pressure as well. As that low continues to sweep, start to see our winds shift behind that front and wrapping around the backside of the pressure on Saturday. We will have a strong northerly flow, and that is cooler air, and it'll be pretty breezy for the day. Some gusts Friday and Saturday, maybe hour, but Saturday it will be a cooler and drier wind for us. Now let's talk about the severe risk Friday. Wake up to some scattered showers, a few thunderstorms. This is 9 a.m. still looking pretty wet and cloudy. Nighttime though for many in the afternoon before storms maybe try to redevelop. They could redevelop still in our northern counties. This model pushes them a little closer to I-40. Will begin to work their way further off to the south and east, and these could be on the strong to severe side. Wind, hail, very low tornado risk. Saturday, some cloud cover. Be a few stray showers in our eastern counties. It is a level 1 marginal, basically a low threat. Tomorrow, damaging wind, kind of that primary threat we'll be watching out for, though. Low, like I mentioned, tornado and hail risk as well. Watching the potential for some localized a little bit more on the aggressive side, most picking up less than 1/4 of an inch, but if you do sit inch to 2 inches certainly possible. Into the afternoon, right now just some rain, some showers, but some pockets of heavy rain at times. Osceola down through parts of Lawrence County, heading over into parts of western Greene County right now. Rain, some heavy rain into parts of Douglas County, and we'll continue to see a few showers into the afternoon. Mostly west of Highway 65, a few east of the highway as well possible. Coverage will be west until the later evening hours. Still some heavy rain, nothing severe expected today, but we are tracking some storms tomorrow with better coverage for your Friday. Temperatures right now are in the mid 80s, 86, kind of the warmer spot in Harrison, 82 here in Springfield, 83 in Warsaw. And for the day today, our temperatures will try to warm up into the upper 80s to low 90s at times, and then low 80s by around 9 o'clock today. Many today, I'd say a little bit warmer. Shows in a few of our eastern counties, trying to reach into the upper 80s by 4 o'clock. We're around average year. Another warm day tomorrow, and we are tracking some storms for your Friday with a severe risk that I'll time out.
Danielle, we'll see
a bit of rain scattered across really some of our Missouri counties here in the Ozarks. Rain over towards Laclede County, down into parts of central Douglas County. Rain now moving back from Hickory, Polk into parts of Greene County. Mostly on the light side, a few brief pockets of some moderate rain possible. No thunderstorms right now. And into the afternoon, a few more showers trying to develop, mostly west of 65. We'll have some cloud cover hanging around today, and then a few more scattered showers and an isolated thunderstorm possible this evening. Overnight tonight, still a few showers lingering around with some storms on the way. Tomorrow morning, some scattered rain, a few thunderstorms, and then more storms possible tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures today will be back in the upper 80s to a few low 90s in some spots by 4 o'clock. 9 o'clock temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s, and overnight lows staying a little bit warmer again tonight in the low to mid 70s waking up. But some big changes on the way heading into the weekend. We are really warm tomorrow, still in the low 90s. It will feel a little bit hotter thanks to higher humidity and some rain and storm chances moving in. But then behind a cold front, much cooler this weekend. Cloud cover on Saturday. Highs for some of you even only in the 70s by Saturday afternoon before we jump back into the mid 80s Sunday, and we'll see more sunshine. So here's what's happening. Low level jet stream. It is kicking up today back off to our west, helping bring them some rain chances that are going to gradually work their way on into our area. This is 3 o'clock in the morning. Tonight, some storms developing still thanks to the low-level jet, and those will begin to work their way on in out ahead of a cold front tomorrow morning, with maybe a few more developing in the afternoon. But I do want to point out this larger area of low pressure swinging through Friday evening into Saturday. So behind the front, our winds shift from the northwest, and we'll have a really strong northerly flow behind that area of low pressure on Saturday. What does that mean for us? Well, it means our winds will start to pick up a little bit for your Friday and Saturday. We'll see some gusts around 30 miles an hour. But by Saturday, 30-mile-per-hour gusts coming in from the north. That's going to be a cooler and drier wind for us, helping usher in the cooler air for the weekend. That'll be really nice. But for your Friday, we are tracking some storm chances through the morning hours, scattered rain, some thunderstorms, and then a little bit of dry time and maybe even some peaks of sunshine for some of you Friday afternoon before showers and storms start to redevelop. Now there is potential. This is just one model. Several others, though, do have storms developing a little bit further to the north, so that's still possible in some of our northernmost counties by the evening hours for storms to develop even north of I-44. They will begin, though, to work their way off to the south and east. As they do, some may be on the strong to severe side, and then it wraps up before midnight. So this will be a fast-moving system tomorrow for you. A brief window of opportunity for some severe storms, and then we will look at cloud cover for the day on Saturday. Now, severe risk, level 1 marginal threat, so it is going to be a lower risk for us covering much of the area. We are looking at damaging winds, kind of the primary threat there, maybe some quarter-sized hail within an isolated storm, and there's a very low, just not zero, tornado risk as well. The U.S. bringing us just a few showers right now. No severe storms. This afternoon, there is a severe risk for some. We have some rain back over from Nebraska, south and a level 2 slight risk for severe storms today from South Dakota down through Kansas this afternoon, and Kansas City included in a level 1 marginal threat. Last 10 minutes they have upgraded our severe risk tomorrow to a level 2 storms that does clip some of our far eastern most counties for the day tomorrow. Primary threat, like I mentioned, also a very low tornado risk as well, with that maybe still very low though in some of our easternmost counties. The heat off to our south. Advisories, pink extreme heat warnings. If you're traveling anywhere regionally, it's going to be a hot day. In the mid 90s, 98 in Tulsa this afternoon. Cooler storms sitting at 83 for the afternoon, looking a little drier towards St. Louis and only today. Today and tomorrow, we're muggy to even a bit steamy. Times for your Friday. We'll likely see feels like temperatures close to 100 tomorrow before more rain and storms arrive later on in the day. But a cold front sweeps on through, and hello, lower humidity in time for the weekend. And that stretches all the way into the middle of next week with lower dew points, conditions feeling much better. And temperature wise, today we're around average, so our high temperatures versus where we should be. The hottest conditions off to our west and south. Tomorrow we're around average. Still will be in the low 90s, but it just will feel hotter thanks to higher humidity. But a nice big cool down on the way Saturday. That's for the entire Show Me State and into parts of the northern natural state tomorrow, or I should say Saturday. And then by Sunday, also looking at temperatures staying below average for this time of year. August 5th through 9th, though, looks like the warm-up will continue. Much of the U.S. likely to experience above average temperatures again. And rain-wise, it looks like we'll very likely come out with maybe around average during this period of the 5th to the 9th. In evening hours, temperatures will be back in the upper 80s. A few spots may squeak to around 90. To normal. Here's the updated severe risk for the day tomorrow. Level 2 slight threat for some of our easternmost. Level 1 marginal threat there in green. Wind and hail still the primary threat, and really kind of wind. The very low, just not zero tornado risk for the day tomorrow as a cold front continues to. Hey, it pushes in some cooler air for your. We're tracking a little bit of rain of the Ozarks. We've really seen some more isolated showers today. Most have been on the lighter side. Some of heavy rain, though, possible in some spots south of Harrison right now. And over the next couple of hours, a few isolated to widely scattered showers possible. Better rain chances, though, arriving tonight, really into tomorrow morning with some showers, a few thunderstorms, and tomorrow track front that will bring some storms that could be on the strong to severe side, but cooler air, yes, in time for the week. Right now, temperatures are warmer in some spots, cooler in others. 85 here in Springfield, 88 in 90 right now in Branson, and 84 only in Warsaw. We have some cloud cover in Harrison right now. We'll be back in the low 80s by around 9 o'clock still for many. Clouds hanging around tonight, that small early on, increasing before sunrise. We'll be back in the mid 70s. Up in the morning tomorrow, it's a bit sticky outside. It'll stay hot and humid tomorrow afternoon. In the low 90s for many before the cold front arrives, and we'll see a nice cool down in time for the weekend. Storm chances throughout your Friday evening coming up. Moving on in tomorrow, that could be severe. Temperatures, though, cooling off this weekend before another big warm up on the horizon. I'll break down your 7-day forecast day by day coming up next. Stray showers, southern Carroll, southern Boone County, south of Harrison right now, where there's a decent amount of cloud cover. Further off to the north, we are tracking a little bit of rain on the lighter side. Osceola, towards Bolivar, over towards Jordan, southern Benton County, and over towards north of Nevada, right there, heading north of Stockton. We are tracking a few more showers over the next couple of hours. I'd say a little bit more than what this model here shows, but mostly on the lighter side, not looking at any big storms this evening. Overnight, though, a little bit of rain to return, and by tomorrow morning, tracking some scattered showers, a few thunderstorms, and I even think some of could produce maybe some gusty winds in the morning at times. But our severe threat Friday actually goes up heading into the late afternoon and evening hours. Temperatures today have been a bit variable thanks to clouds, thanks to rain. It's just been kind of warm and humid still at times, especially if you see some sunshine. This evening, though, by 9 o'clock, upper 70s to low 80s, still a bit sticky. Overnight lows in the mid 70s tomorrow morning, and your highs tomorrow will climb ahead of a cold front back into the low 90s for many, maybe some 80s by the afternoon hours in some of our eastern counties. Still, regardless, very hot, very humid until that front arrives. Now the front moves on in, and a completely different season this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, we're back below average. Temperatures only on Saturday, and I even think some spots will stay in the 70s during the day with some cloud cover throughout much of the afternoon. So here's what's happening. Let's talk about the low-level jet stream. Some strong winds just above the surface today coming in from the south, and as it picks up overnight tonight, that low-level jet will help initiate some storms off to our northwest out ahead of the cold front. Those will begin to move on in tomorrow morning, like I just talked about, and then into the afternoon, that front actually begins to push on in, and we'll see some more storms develop along that boundary. Now, this big area of low pressure off to our north sweeps our northeast, and behind that low, we have a really strong northerly flow for your Saturday. What does all of this mean for us? It means winds pick up Friday and Saturday. We'll see some gusts maybe around 30 miles an hour. But by Saturday, strong northerly winds going to be a cooler, drier wind dropping temperatures, and it will be something that we notice during the day. Now Friday, let's talk about the storm chances and your severe risk. In the morning, like I mentioned, some gusty winds and some heavy rain possible. We'll see some dry time and even some sunshine for some of you Friday afternoon before storms start to initiate along that front in the evening. There's still some variety in where those storms may begin to initiate. This model has them initiating kind of along in I-44. Some have them initiating in the evening north of the interstate. Regardless, the best chance for severe weather, I'd say, in some of our easternmost counties tomorrow, and then they will quickly move on out, and the severe threat wraps up around midnight. Now, Saturday, clouds hanging around, and then a few stray showers in our eastern counties. I want to talk more about the severe risk tomorrow. Level 2 slight threat in our eastern counties. Wind going to be the primary threat. Some gusts 60, maybe even 70 miles an hour, and hail will be possible. Very muggy to even steamy at times. Your muggy meter not looking great as we end the work week. However, cold front passes by and lower humidity on the horizon, and it continues for a stretch as we head into the start and even the middle of next week. Lower dew points. I will say, though, tomorrow with humid conditions, temperatures returning back into the 90s, I think many will feel around 105 degrees in the afternoon, maybe isolated up to 110 in a spot. Not widespread, but regardless, tomorrow will be hot and humid after some morning storms. Now today, temperatures have been around even a bit below average for this time of year. Tomorrow we're around normal, but then the cold front passes on by and a big cool down on the way, taking you into your Saturday. We'll see temperatures back about 10 to nearly 12 degrees below average for this time of year, and even still on Sunday, a cooler day moving on in. Well, we won't have a lot of, as we head into the weekend and start of next week, our rain chances. So we are looking at a stretch of drier weather on the way. So rain and storms tomorrow will actually be very beneficial, and then you may need to plan to turn your sprinklers on next week. Thaw as well. Better rain chances arriving late tonight, closer to sunrise tomorrow morning. Warmer night in the mid 70s, and we'll continue to see highs tomorrow heating up. Many in the upper 80s, 90s, and a cold front begins to move on in heading into Friday evening. That could fire off some more storms. Some of those may be on the strong to severe side. We'll talk more about the storm timing when they clear on out. Check out your weekend forecast again coming up on KY3 News at 5. 3 pockets of heavy rain, some on the lighter side. Pretty isolated right now. Heavy rain, though, down in parts of northern Arkansas, east of thunderstorm right there, heading over towards Mount Pleasant, south of Venus in Madison County, looking at a thunderstorm off to the south, one sitting over Rogers right now. The next several hours, we'll see a few more isolated stray thunderstorm, but many will stay dry with some clouds hanging around this evening and overnight. Late tonight, early tomorrow morning, we'll see a few more showers and storms, and storm chances going up on Friday, but then another chance for some redevelopment Friday evening, and some of those could be severe. Right now, temperatures are back in the mid to upper 80s, a few low 90s, and some a hot, kind of humid, sticky day today. We'll see temperatures in the upper 70s by 10 o'clock. Night with lows only falling back into the mid 70s for many waking up. Highs tomorrow will be around average, low 90s, but with higher humidity, it'll feel much hotter like many. We'll talk more about your storm chances tomorrow evening and the timing and when cooler air arrives coming up. A bit of rain, most on the lighter side, but some heavy showers and a thunderstorm or two back in northern Arkansas. Back southeast of Jasper right now, looking at a thunderstorm producing some heavy rain south of Venus there. Lighter north of I-44. Jordan, Wablo, Bolivar, and over towards Osceola, really north of Osceola, looking at a few isolated light showers. Heading into the evening, lighter rain still possible north of the interstate, stray thunderstorm or two in northern Arkansas. And then overnight, clouds hanging around, a little bit of rain overnight as well, most west of 65 and north of I-44, with some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. That will bring some more storms later Friday. Temperatures this evening, upper 70s, 80s at 9 o'clock. Overnight lows tonight staying warmer, mid 70s for many waking up. With highs tomorrow back in the low 90s for many, some upper 80s in a few of our eastern counties, but it will be humid, feeling around 100 to 105 tomorrow afternoon. Isolated higher than that before a cold front punches on in, and a completely different season this weekend. Will be a cooler on Saturday, and some of you could even stay in the 70s only for highs. Average highs 90 degrees, so 10 degrees below average Saturday. Still very pleasant on Sunday with lower humidity. So here's what's happening weather-wise. Low-level jet, strong winds just above the surface ramping up tonight out ahead of the front. This will help initiate some showers and storms. Those will move on in tomorrow morning, and we'll see some thunderstorms that could produce some heavy rain, and then a cold front slides on through Friday evening, and then we'll also be watching this area of low pressure swinging through the region into Saturday. This is going to be pretty significant to your forecast because wrapping around that low, we will have strong northerly winds. Gusts tomorrow and Saturday up to 30 miles an hour, but that northerly wind Saturday, that's going to push in the cooler and even drier air, and Saturday will just feel fantastic. But I think we have some cloud cover during the day Saturday. So let's talk about the storms tomorrow. As we head into the morning, we'll see a kind of showers and storms that could produce some heavy rain, maybe even some gusty winds waking up in the morning as well. So give some extra time out the door to head to work, and we'll continue to watch the afternoon hours, some dry time, even some peaks of sunshine for some of you before storms begin to redevelop in the evening hours closer evening commute time. Likely around I-44 they'll start to initiate. This model pushes them a little further south still by 8 o'clock, but these could be severe and will continue to quickly move on out. Severe threat maybe around 5 p.m. through about midnight, so kind of a shorter window, but we are looking at some wind, hail, and a very small tornado risk as well. Saturday there's the clouds. Isolated light showers maybe in some of our eastern counties. Level 2 slight risk in our eastern counties tomorrow. Like I mentioned, wind will be the primary.
When the Ozark Empire Fair first opened, guests only had to pay 15 cents for admission 90 years ago.
True.
You're going to say true.
Oh, gosh. 50. Paul, just whatever I say, I just need to go opposite. Man, you make this look
when the fair first opened, it was the Ozark Empire District free. Yeah. Guests only had to pay for rides, food, and performances only. They started paying cents in 1940. It's now $17 for adults, $5.50 for kids.
Man.
Free. Back in the day when things were free. Right.
Darn.
I don't know those days. A stigma